Well, here it is, the 2nd of September, and finally had a chance to get out just for a couple of hours with my buddy Ken, and just went up to a spot that we had worked pretty hard and got a couple of buckets of material and brought them back and prepared to run them on the recirculator. Unfortunately, both the pumps that I had were frozen up and are now in the garbage can. And so I had to buy a new pump, set that whole thing up. I finally got it going today, and here's what we're doing. I got two, well actually 1.5 buckets of material, screened a 1/4 inch. And I'm coming down here and running it with the new 1100 gallon per hour pump that I purchased. I'm just going to take one spoonful of this stuff and see if I can get over here and show you how this thing works. I'm going to gently drop this stuff in, and I've got the little triple little buddy sluice all set up here, running on down into a secondary catchment. And what that white bucket is doing is catching most of the dirt and the gravel that has passed through here. The water then achieves a certain level and goes through the pipe and into the primary water supply tray there and back up into the top of the sluice. So it's a nice little setup and has worked like a charm for us. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this half bucket and then do a quick cleanup and see if we actually found some gold. Like I say, this particular spot we went, all it's been coming up with lately has been just very small gold, and except for the one little nugget I got about 4 weeks ago, and that was one nugget and very little small gold in addition. So this is kind of a strange spot, and we just keep cleaning up the cracks there. The cracks now are so clean you could probably eat out of them, and I think it's almost the end of the time we're going to be doing too much at that particular spot. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera, finish up this bucket of material, and we'll see what kind of gold we get. Alright, well, I now have brought my bucket of concentrates around the front of the house where the sun is actually shining, so it'll be easier to pan. And I set up my little panning tray right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is classify this material, right? And now you say, why the heck would you want to classify material that's already been classified to a 1/4 inch, all right? Basically, we're going to classify to plus and minus 20. All right? Once you have material that is all the same size, it is much easier to pan, and you will not make mistakes that will cost you gold in that particular case. So that's what I do. All right, we can see in the bucket here how much material we've got out of those. What was that? A bucket and a half here. These are the small buckets. But bucket and a half of material has been concentrated down to this much thus far. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and classify this to plus and minus 20, and I'll be back. Alright, well, I have now panned down. All I have left is maybe a portion of a teaspoon of black sand left. And let's see what's in the black sand now. I think we're going to be a little... Ooh, baby, look at that. That is gold, kids. All right, let me see if I can zoom in on it just a little bit. And look at that gold. And that's out of a bucket and a half of classified, dry classified material. That's some nice gold. Hey, life is good. I think I'll definitely take my time doing the plus 20s, which are over here. Mainly because of the size of the gold I'm getting out here. I was surprised that a couple of those made it through the the -20 screen. That's amazing. All right, well, anyway, it's looking much better here at the old Turtok household. Okay, well, here's a shot of the gold that's cleaned up here now. And you can see the size, nice chunky stuff. And there's not a whole lot of small pieces, but the two decent sized pieces there make the whole trip there worthwhile. It's fun, fun, fun. Can't argue with that. Now we'll go to the +20s and see if there's any real nifty surprises there.